Full people. Sorry, I just jammed the camera around there. Just getting set up. This evening we're going to be doing oils. If you're with me, thank you. This might not be the kind of art that people want to hang out with me for, and that's okay. I will have my channel open so I can monitor what's going on and hopefully interact with you a little bit more than last time. So I'm going to work on something that is hopefully going to be relaxing for me to work on with you, and you're going to be able to follow me along as we paint. Maybe not. So tonight I'm going to be testing the, well, when I say testing for me means I've purchased them from Amazon and I want to give these a go. So this is the MozArt, so MA Oils, 24 colour paint set for artists. Never used this brand before. Got it from Amazon, fairly good price I believe, so let me see how it is. Now the reason I wanted to work with oils today is I love working with oils, and the past few ones I've done, it's been with have we got people in live chat? Sorry. I've been with acrylics, but I want to show you how oils can blend. My idea is I'm going to take you on a little evening at a meadow with me. So maybe a sunset meadow, and I'm just going to paint some flowers, some trees, some grass, and hopefully bring it alive. Hopefully we'll get it done in one sitting, and I hope that you're going to be able to spend your evening with me. So I'm just seeing people come into the room now. So welcome Patricia, welcome Lee, hey girl, Jellica, welcome, Cosmic Carol, welcome. I'll make sure that we are finished in time for the wonderful Felicia's chat, live. And I believe that's 2 hours time. Somebody can give me the thumbs up. So the goal is I'm going to try and create a meadow in 2 hours. We're going to get in, get out of here, and maybe you'll enjoy seeing this. Welcome Tati. You might be able to see me in camera. If you can, I apologise. I have got no makeup on, my hair's not done. I wasn't even going to do a live tonight because it's been a big old 6 months, maybe a big old 6 months for a lot of people, and I've just been working incredibly hard, involving a lot of hours at work, and this is the first day of my annual leave, so I am going to still do my lives. We were going to try and get away to somewhere in the Baltic Islands, but because COVID's going off this way again, I thought it's best not, so we're going to try and do things like go out for meals. We're going to also maybe do lots of walks through the day, which means of an evening I can still spend some time with you. So, well, hello, Miss Felicia from the Crafting Nook. I am a failed artist today, by the way. I attempted to do my second layer of a resin piece for a collaboration I'm doing with Miss Felicia, and I've ruined it. And I was working on a piece that I was doing like this behind here for my son's 21st birthday, and I ruined it. So I'm feeling like a failed artist. So today I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hang out with you all and I'm just going to do this. But in this box here, it shows you how to do your own colour chart. Let me see if I can get that in for you. And I recommend you do it. So I'll let you pretty close so you can see a screenshot. And it says how to do them in your triangle. Then you do the colours either side and then you get your actual colour wheel. Very useful. Now these oils are only very small, but most oils are, and you only need a tiny little bit in theory if these are good ones, and they're going to go a little long way. So that's what we're going to be doing, but it's Friday night, so we're going to be doing, well, hello, Miss Sharon. Yeah, I don't know if I'm too hard on myself, but you know when you just have a day where you just think, yep, I failed. I failed on many attempts, but I'll be able to go back and redo it, and luckily Felicia's given me the gift of time, so I've now got more time to fix and correct this and get on with it. Anyway, my choice of brush today is going to be a size 4. I might need to go bigger, but because I'm going to be gradiating it down, I'm going to probably come down here with my sunset. Maybe a little, then we're going to have trees in the background here, and we're going to have some meadows, then we're going to have some flowers, then we're going to have some close-up grass. So similar to the piece that's on there. Now with oils, I have baby oil in a jug next to me rather than smelling terps. If you've got bad lungs or you just don't enjoy it, terps can be pretty harsh. So I basically rinse off my brushes with oils. And then I'll give them a final clear with a bit of terps later, but it's a tip I learnt many years ago and it works very well. So who else have we got in here? Yes, if I do have to say, hands up to Paula, because Paula was my conscience. And what I mean by that is she gave me a text reminding me it's Friday night, because I forget that. Well, hello, Stacey. Welcome. And I was going to be, I'm a failed artist, I don't know if I'm going to do it. And she always manages to get me to think, okay, let me just sulk for an hour and then I'll be on there. So she's very good at making me get out my funk and just reminding me my responsibility to be in here. You haven't seen what I'm doing, but currently I've put titanium white on my palette. I've put a compose blue, azul celeste, whatever that means, and an ultramarine blue. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use all those colours here. With oils, it's going to be a bit tricky because you should wait between layers before you are going to be working down into your other colours and blending, but it's also the beauty of it that you can slap it on and work and you get better coverage. So I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see where we are, but I am going to keep looking at text. No, an accident doesn't make a fail, but I did ruin it. Because I really enjoyed the bottom layer. I waited until it was about to cure. Everything stayed where it was meant to be, and so that was great. But this one, I went too hard, too fast, and I lost control. So they've not stayed in the shapes that I wanted for this composition. So in there, I've just put a tiny little bit of the dark blue, light blue, and white, and I am just going to slap it on there. At this stage, it's about coverage, but alcohol inks. Oh my God, what am I talking about? Oils just work beautifully. So I will start with my colours on, and then because I can just bring down my white to blend it lighter, and you know it's not going to dry out, you don't have the stress that you do with acrylics, in my opinion. So remember, whether you're doing it with acrylics or watercolours or oils, try and do darker to the outside and come in to the middle lighter, and then try and blend down. Now, because we're going to try and go for a nice sunset, I'm going to try and get it quite hazy and light towards the bottom, but we'll see how we go. And you do that by scuffing your brush, scuffing it in there, just to try and force those colours to blend on the way down. Now, this is where you might have chosen to do a bigger brush than what I've got. And then once you've scuffed it, if you just bring your brush across, that's where you get your nice blending. You can see from this angle. That's the downside of oils, the high shine. So because I've got my thing angled for you, I'm now seeing, what am I trying to say? I've got the camera angled so you can see it, which is great, and you need to, but I've got a shine in my area where the oil is, so I couldn't see that I've got lots of white bits there. Anyway, I'm going to have a little look what's in chat and see what's going on. So, I won't tell anyone who says in yesterday I'm performing open heart surgery. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, are you at work today, Stacey? Eh? You're listening and cleaning. So, Miss Felicia, what do we have on your channel this evening? Now, Miss Felicia and myself, and I think many other creative people out there, are really trying to share the love. And we are asking people in here who potentially are watching me for the first time, or maybe watching it on playback, for people in here that do have a art channel that we want other people to go and have a little look at and show the love and support. And so I'm going to ask you all to put a love heart at the side of your name if you want other people to go out and check out your channel and share the love. So you might be able to see here I'm gradiating down. Now, from the lesson I did last week, where you're getting down towards the bottom and you want a little bit of haze, can you remember that beautiful little colour combination that we do to make it a little hazy? Oh, Stacey, thank you so much. Oh, that's lovely. But remember, so if we're doing it at 6 p.m, Miss Crafty Nook, is that 2 hours time or 3 hours time? And thank you so much, Stacey, for that love. That's beautiful. I'm going to crack myself open a Coke. Now, avert your eyes. I'm not endorsing drink, but I do have a little bit of Malibu in here, and I'm not sporting any brand. I've just got myself a nice Coke Zero and a bit of Malibu in there to keep me going. So Miss Crafty Nook is the wonderful Felicia. Go over and check out her channel. Absolutely beautiful channel. Felicia is the most wonderful, caring soul out there, and she has lots of great supporters out there that are a really great art community. So make sure you do pop over and see her. We have the wonderful Cosmic Carol Creations, who does a myriad of different things, and I need to tap your knowledge. 3 hours time. That's right, 11 o'clock for us Brits. Yeah, another great artist out there. Miss Cosmic Carol, I'm probably going to need to research some of your videos on universes, but I am going to be painting my son's 21st birthday. I'm not going to be doing it with resin. I had a go and I nearly got it today, and I was like, oh, that's really good, and then I overworked it, so I wiped it all off in total. Alright, so you've all failed the test. I asked you what it is that we put in for the sky to make it a little bit I'm saying is lingo bingo, lingo bingo. If you hear me go that's lingo bingo tonight. This is the what you get with oils when they first come out, if you get the excess oil there, but if you rub that around in there, you're going to be right. So we're going to put, I need some more white, because that's alright. So we're going to add a little bit of haze in there, which is going to be your white, tiniest bit of red, and a little bit of the blue. So it looks a little bit purple, but then you're going to add a lot more white into there. I think I need a tiny little bit more blue. You don't want it to look obvious purple, but you want the trained eye to be on. So you can see if it goes too dark. I'm going to blend that through with white soon, but I hope you can see there's a slight colour difference there, and you almost get like that little purple haze. But the beauty of oils is you can slap your white directly on there and it's all going to blend in. So go diagonally to bleed it in or blend it in with the other colours, and then slap it across that way. I'm using the word slap a lot, aren't I? I am going to try and maybe add some clouds in there, but I'm going to try and add a tiny little bit of pink going through here. Now I have to be careful because I have got wet oils on here, so that's going to blend a little bit. But can you see the difference in colour there? Yeah, lingo bingo. Yes, you said red. Well done. Yep, if I say is the word tonight. So let's have a bet. Whoever guesses it right from now will obviously, I'll send you a little gift over. Lingo bingo, starting now, place your bets. The word is That seems to be the word of the day, and so. Alright, dragging my brush up. I'm just going to bring it diagonally again, just to get that bleeding through, and hopefully it adds for a more organic sky. And then we're going to start to come through and paint some clouds in there. And this painting should come together fairly quickly. The hardest part is going to be just the sky, just to try and get some floating feeling. So I'm going to add, I think, white, but I do want some red stuff. Cosmic Carol, 327! Lee, 1021! You might be right. Tatty, 610. That's a bit more realistic. Patricia, I love you, 23. Shy Air, 1721. No, you were just saying it to Lee. Lee, terrible, terrible Muriel. might bring this down a little bit more and just drag a little bit of white through there. Now not the disappointing thing, the thing with the oils, because I'm working wet on wet, which I love, I can't put any masking tape there to make sure that I get a flat edge. But because we're going to be putting foliage there, it really don't matter. How cool's that? Takes the pressure off. Okay, I am now going to rinse my brush off in my baby oil so I have beautifully smelling brushes and I get very smooth hands. Okay, 1021. Lay! Terrible Muriel. Because I'm going to be doing some clouds now. Now, I am going to go for a dramatic sky, I feel, at this stage. What that does mean is it's not going to be photo real, people. You're on Sharon's channel. If you want photo real, get a photo and slap it on your easel. What I'm going to do is try and just have a little bit of fun and create a magical place for me. I need it. I need to feel like I've escaped somewhere. Ooh, that's got a little bit too bright though, so I'm going to try and soften that down. A little bit. So this is where, if you feel quite adventurous, you could use your palette knife. Palette knife's beautiful to work with. I'm just going to stick with my brush. Kelly, dear Sharon, is it possible to do it with acrylic instead of oil paints? Absolutely. I used acrylics all last week, or the last 2 times, so I'm just mixing it up and showing people what you can do with oils. And just showing you the difference or how you control them a little bit. So I've gone a little bit softer there, and I'm going to go with that to start with, and then I might tone that down, I might tone it up, I might add a little purple through there. Yes, you're right, you can. Have I done ums again, Patricia? I can't, I'm still at work trying to do my paperwork. Don't you do your paperwork? Well, you can, actually. What I feel like is I'm going to have a tiny little pinky cloud coming down here. I think I was challenged by somebody. Not challenged in a negative way, but challenged in a knife way. Oh dear. To do a sunset in not so harsh colours. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to see if I can do it. I am curious. I don't do pastels very well. I'm all about the vividness. Okay, but I do think, oh, I can't pull it off because it's stuck to my easel. You may or may not be able to see. Very delicate, soft clouds coming in now. Just going to slightly angle them. I will embellish that with a little bit of white as well, like your normal clouds will be. But that's kind of the feel I'm going for at the moment, and I have no rhyme or reason where they're going other than bringing them down, just letting the paint grab. Now this is where the oils will still blend together, which it doesn't matter if a bit of that blue comes out. So I'm kind of bringing it down here. I'm not classically trained, I just do it Sharon's way, I can't articulate. And then those ones will come down a little bit more. But I don't want too many clouds, actually. But we might bring a bit of purple in there. So Cosmic Carrot, let's admit how much rum is in that can. It's Malibu, and it's a decent... I think this is my 3rd can. I don't want one quite at the edge there. But I am going to build it up a little bit. And I would say scuff my brush, but I'm not necessarily scuffing it too much. Otherwise, I know that I'll drag off the acrylics at the bottom, or the oils at the bottom. Now, if I decided, you know what, I'm too drunk to carry on and we're going to part this at a certain stage, there's no stress, because tomorrow I could come back and I could work on it and it would still be as soft. So that's beautiful. Do you know what? Miss Shy, I will, in my life, if I get this one down pat today, I will do flowers tomorrow. I don't know if I'd be able to just do an iris, but I might do a bunch of flowers. I learned a lot last week. Oils take a year to go. They do, but only if you put them on very thick. So the reason I tell you that is hashtag disclaimer. If you've got a palette knife and you're to trowel it on, and oh boy does that look good from a texture point of view, even though on the outside it might be hard, it can take up to a year to dry. So if you were to put your sealant on it, I said again, lingo bingo, it would crack through it. Whereas if I'm applying it thin like this, within 3 weeks it should be dry. But you have to do a little, it all depends on the brand, but you can buy stuff too. Oh, a little bit then, apologies, to make it cure quicker or make it cure shinier. So there's so many different things you can do. But don't stress, Tatty, that is only really if you're going to slap it on like a doorstep. Oh, lingo bingo! How many have we got so far? Hello, Dawn, welcome, welcome, welcome. I feel like I want one in the middle now, just because I can, and just because it's my garden. And that's the only reason why. So I keep stepping back a little bit just to make sure. If I want to bring my clouds like more wispy, I think that's the word I'm looking for, you would just blend it in a little bit more with your brush like that. And if you wanted it to change shape again, you can easily do it. I don't mind a little bit of texture. I don't want it quite like that at the minute, not in my happy garden. We are doing a romantic garden, and I think I might bring through some purples and a bit of white in my cloud, and then maybe the tiniest whisper of a little bit of bright red. But let's have a look what's going on in chat. So Alison, you are never late, you are on time. Wishing Well Farm, caught you live. Good will help me get through the last hour. Oh, wishing well. We will try our best to do it. So we have lingo bingo, and tonight is I think that's what it is, and that's the terrible word I'm saying today. Is it Coke? It has the same effect on me. Yes, it is Coke Zero. Anyway, if you haven't already, give me a little thumbs up. Now, my clouds are going to start coming down a little bit more now this way, because I want them to look like they are coming overhead. And they are moving down from the foreground to the background. I know what I'm saying. I'm just not getting it out. It just all helps with that illusion. So I think I'm going to make that one. You can see as well, I'm not doing it... oh, lingo bingo! At the minute I'm just working on composition. And I don't try and paint clouds, I just try and get my brush to go wherever it wants to go, and hopefully there'll be enough gaps and hopefully there'll be enough features that you associate it with clouds. That one there, it just looks like a stupid finger, so I'm just going to add a little bit more character to that one. I don't want a finger in my sky. Letting the paintbrush and the tones do its little thing. Enjoying that so far. Let me bring it in for you to have a little look. Hopefully we've got a little nice sunset sky starting to appear. And you can see what we're doing there. And then just a little, I'm just going to slap some on there. Now the beauty with oils again is my palette has all these oils still on there, and I can keep adding colours to them. And what do you mean, Sharon? With acrylics you're always worrying because it's drying, and if you don't use it quick you've lost it. Whereas my oils, I can now add some purple to this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, so let me just work on that. I'm just going to try and blend some of that in with the sky. Okay. Yep, I like that one now. So just by getting my brush and wiggling it around and blending it in with the sky colours there, you're starting to get some hopefully natural 3D effect just because of the lights and darks and the gaps between your paintbrush and what's coming up. So I'm now going to add a tiny little bit of purple. The purple's going to be on top of the cloud, I feel. Is it? Let me have a little look. Let me play with it. So I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of blue to this, and I'm trying to make my own little purple colour, but I don't want it to be, I don't know if you can see it there. I'm just going to keep working it until I get the desired purple I want. I want it again to be fairly pastel-y, but the good thing is you can see the pink next to it, so you can see your tones you're bringing through, and you can see whether you're going to enjoy that. Just going to test it on one little area, and I am going to, the reason I'm putting it on top, not underneath, is if the sun is setting, even though we're not going to see the sunset, the light should be reflecting up. Therefore the bottom of the cloud for this particular piece should be the part that's lighter. So I hope that's made sense. Anyway, I'm going to have a little drink of Malibu and I'm going to read what's going on here. Okay, Alison, I am looking forward to the weekend. We've got a Patsy in here, I believe. Oh, is that Patricia? Have you called Patricia Patsy? So Dawn, oh Dawn, did you move in? Are you all settled? How's the stress levels going? You're in your new house. So Paula, what is Sharon up to tonight? I'm being a rebel, I'm getting drunk, I am mixing mixing it up and showing you oils, and we are going to be painting hopefully a summer meadow sky, and we're going to be doing some flowers and some trees, and I'm going to take you to a place of tranquility, but I am showing you mainly these MozArt oils. So I got them from Amazon, I purchased them, and I wanted to give them a go and see what they're like so I can share them with you, and I want to show you how easily they blend together and the beautiful look that you get with oils, and how you can continue to play with them for days later and you've got movement. Now, can you see where I've added the darker purple that had the same tone as the pink just to the top of that and blended it through, so it should hopefully give it more height, more aliveness to the cloud, and yeah, and then the only thing I could do is add maybe a little bit of white underneath in between that, but currently I'm liking that. Anyway, let me have a little look what's going on in chat. So you moved in safely, Dawn, settled, unboxing, get your art room set up as a priority. Oh my god, am I? Yes, I am on my third Malibu and Coke, and I don't drink, people. I do not drink. I am almost a teetotal. My Neil really enjoys a drink. He's not, by no means is he an alcoholic or anything like that. He just enjoys the flavour, and he has a very eclectic palate. So for me, I must be very boring. I very rarely drink, but I am having a couple of drinks, and one or two, and I am such a cheap date, is all I can say. One room at a time, but the priority should be the art room. I'm hoping that because of the high shine on these, I hope you are getting to see this come alive and how I am stroking my canvas with my brush, and the different effects you're getting. Now I don't want there to be too harsh a line between the purple and the red, because I, as I said, I want them to be quite angelic and romantic, so doing my best to blur those in, but hopefully give you that little contrast that's there. How are you all this evening anyway? Oh, thank you very much for reminding them for the thumbs up, Alison. And I might see if I want to put a little bit of brightness through there. But this is restraint for me, people. Pastel colours. But I am enjoying them. I am so used to vivid colours. So let's see. This is my goal tonight. One is to have fun with you all. read the chat so I'm not missing out on anything, Lee. And also to not take over with bold colours. The only thing I want to pop in here is when I get down to the field and I want my flowers to be the hero with the colours. Ooh, just being careful with my purple because I don't want to leave none of that pink left. Leave none of that pink left. Does that even make sense? I want to make sure there's enough pink. And with clouds you can overwork them very quickly, so that's what I'm trying not to do, is be restrained to a degree. I will come back and check chat. Every time I finish doing a section I will check chat. Oh my word. So if there's any questions or any fun chat going, I'm there with you. Let's go on. Alright, I might then come through with a little bit more pink, just a little dash of it, just to make it look like there's a little bit of brightness where it's just being caught, just to make it pop a little bit, but don't go bright, Sharon. It's kind of like what I do with the resin, which is just trying to trick the mind and trick the eye to fill in the gaps. I definitely think with clouds it's less is more. Lee, I know that you were painting along with me last time, but it sounds like you're working now. How did you go with the, has anybody tried to follow through or used any of the things that I shared with you last week in any of your pieces? I'd love to know how that went. Okay, what I need, oh, bye Shy. Enjoy your day, thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna come and add a tiny little bit of the red now, but trying not to make it too vivid. I just wanna maybe, just at the ends, where I think the sun is just catching, a little bit of cloud, just, oh, I'm trying to be restrained. And if I mess it up, I can always paint it out. But just to give a little bit of that warmth coming through where as the sun set, it is just caught a little bit of that cloud there. So there's the tiniest little bit of red there. Well, it went a little bit too much there, so I'm just going to blend that in. It has to make sense where you're pouring it though. So imagine that your sun's here and it's going up. It's not going to reach it's not going to hit all of the cloud all the way back. It's just going to catch the area where, am I making sense? Where, say if the sun's here, that's what you've got to work with, and then just think logically, would that be possible? But again, it's your world. You can do whatever you want, really. I just want it to look like it's just the ends of the clouds that have got that little bit of yeah, really enjoying that. Now I'm just going to use a tiny little bit of neat white. Hello Marcia, welcome. Oh Alison, well done. Yeah, thumbs up really do help my channel, so on your way in, on your way out, give me a little thumbs up. That really helps YouTube continue to maybe share. Now I'm just adding a little bit of neat white in there, but I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it, so I'm going very sparingly. Yeah, I'm just catching it at the bottom here. I don't want it to be all the way. Now, your clouds in theory should be flat, some people say, but yeah, do what you want. So, tiniest little bit of white on my brush, just bringing it in a little bit. Not too much, maybe a little bit there. Alright, I think I might just leave my clouds now, and then we're going to go on to she says putting more white on it. So I think what I'm going to do is just focus now on my meadow. Alright, so I'm going to leave the clouds like that, restrained at this stage. So hopefully you can see a tiny little bit of the red. I might tone that down. I'm just going to leave it for now. And that's the beauty, she says, as she gets the brush and does this. But that's the beauty of oils. You don't have that time constraint that you do with your acrylics. All I'm going to do is just soften the red a little bit there. When I looked at it close up, I thought it didn't make sense to me, but those ones do. Okay, I nearly said lingo bingo then. You did your turtle a week ago. I am a good girl and I am on my hand now. And were you happy with your turtle? So Alison's also started her turtle, and a very distant it looks. Do you know what? Mine looks crap close up. I told you, it's not about what it looks like close up. You want, whenever you're at a picture, it's on a wall and you stood away. If you look at most art, well, not most artists, but a lot of artists, from a distance it looks great, but when you go up you can see the brush strokes, and that's the beauty of art. It's about your eyes filling in the gaps for what you're seeing. Oh, Zeus is about to go. So what I am going to do is just come back with the white down here a little bit more, and then we're going to start to add in our green. So don't worry about what things look like close up. Mine look pretty crappy close up. Just, I'm really proud that you're giving it a go, is what I will say. Because it's distant, I'm going to try and go for a fairly muted colour. A bit like your face, Tatty. A bit like my face as well. And from a distance I look really thin as well. I'm going to go for sap green. And to start with, I'm just going to bring my green in a fairly straight line across. But then I'm going to take it up and make it look like trees in a distance. So my sap green to start with. And with oils, oh, just a tiny little bit goes a long way. You use less oils, I feel, than you do acrylic. Sorry, I had to hold my breath while I did that. So we're going to try and make this quite dark in the background, but I just wanted to get where my line was going to go. And then I'm going to start bringing the trees up. But I just want to block out where the dark's going to go, which is here. I need to make it darker. I'll add a little bit of blue in there, but the sap green is the darkest green I've got in this set. And it doesn't matter if your line's perfectly straight, because we're going to be taking it up and we're going to give the illusion of trees very soon. And I think I am definitely going to have to add some blue to it, because the sap green is quite bright. And because it's distance, I want it to be fairly dark. So I'm just adding a little bit of the ultramarine into that. And you should notice a difference now in the green. That's toned that down beautifully. And I think that's the green I want for my distance. I'm only needing to put one line across, because the rest of it is going to be going up. So you will cover up some of your clouds. Don't worry. You'll cover up some of your horizon. Don't worry. You need that to help with the depth of where we are. So I'm just rinsing my brush off. And I'm going to get myself a little stick brush. Stick brush, does that even make sense? A thin brush, because we're going to be creating trees in a distance. I love this part. This is why I love doing these kind of things that are just all in your head. Have fun with it. You could use a one like this and you could go down. So I think that's where I'm going to use. So this one is a number 1 like this, and we're going to use it to go down. So I'm using the same sap green that I mixed with the ultramarine, so exactly the same one that's here. And I'm going to think, well, where's my tree line going to be? And you're literally just going to go down like this, and you're going to vary up and down, and we'll go over it a few times because the white behind there is diluting it. But we're just trying to work out in a very, very, very far distance where are our trees going to be, and we want to create a little bit of interest. And it's amazing how your brain will fill in. Well, this is fairly easy to do. So I'm just going to say, well, there's nothing in chat. You've all gone quiet. What's going on? You either must be doing your dishes or you're very intrigued in what I'm doing. And again, don't worry that it is light at the minute. You don't always have to have it full as well all the way, but you do want them to be fairly uneven. We're watching you. We're totally absorbed. Brilliant. And you could work out whether you think I've got bushes there, I've got trees here. And then we will start bringing these, we will have foliage closer soon. But with oils, it's quite nice if you do grab quite a bit on your brush and add to it, and that's when you'll find that you'll get some of that deeper colour. Now this is the downside of painting wet on wet. When you do have like lighter colours behind, it will dilute it. So this is where at each stage you can choose whether you feel you want to add less or more. Just going to shift my brush out of the way. Well, I'm glad you're watching me, and I really appreciate the people that come in even for 5 minutes, but you people that stay here the whole time make me very, very happy. And I've been surprised at how many people have been watching my acrylic paintings and oil paintings after the event, so that's nice as well, because I do want to start showing a little bit more of my varied art, not just resin. Okay, I'm just going to mix myself up a little bit more green. I've just run out, so I'm going to add a little bit to try and compensate for the white. I'm going to add a little bit more blue to my green, because I'm going to try and get that a little bit darker. This is where a palette knife would be good for mixing it. And hopefully you'll be able to start seeing this get darker, but also I'm hoping that you'll enjoy seeing how this piece will come together, because we're going to bring it to the forefront soon, and then we'll start to lingo bingo, do the meadow, which will be a lighter colour. Got a lot of paint on there. Now you can make them as thick as you want or not, so you just work out which brush you enjoy doing, but you don't need a lot for your mind to think that there's going to be a whole set of trees in the background. Are they conifers? Are they, I don't know. Not really anything. Right, I'm going to start to fill in these gaps now. From far away you can't see my wrinkles now. Sharon was on your page, so that's why I was. That's okay, Alice. You be as silent as you want to be. I'm just going to now add depth to this by going back over it now, getting it darker. I'm not necessarily trying to fill in the gaps, but I am trying to tone it down. Well, I said tone it down. What am I trying to say? Darken it. You have to keep wiping the excess off my brush, otherwise it'll go too thick. And I don't want it to be too thick. But at the same time, this stupid white behind is diluting this darkness. But if it starts getting annoying for you, just remember you can come back and you can make it darker later on. You can keep adding to it. You could even slap another thick thing on like this and then push it up. That's another skill you can do. So I've put quite a lot on there, and I'm going to use that now to hopefully push some of that colour up. But nope, that is still, the white's still responding behind. Try a different brush. I would like to know what movies you've watched recently. Oh, there's one of my brushes. Got to pick that up, otherwise Zeus will have it. I've gone for a thinner brush now. It's a number 3, just to see if this is going to give me more control with applying the dark colour. It is. Okay, so that's actually quite nice. It's a 3/0 and a tiny little bit of the dark on there, and just bringing it down like that is leaving a nicer dark foliage there. So I'm going to do that. So it is going to take a little bit longer, but if you want to get that texture and depth in there, it's definitely worth it. So I may have to come back to this if I still don't get what the desired effect I'm looking for. We will be back. But at the minute, I'm just going to carry on working through the composition as to where I feel I want these to be, and hopefully starting to see a feeling of maybe a woodland area. I'm hoping that your eyes are playing tricks on you and your brain's filling in some of the detail for you. I do love to see texture on oils though. I really do. You could almost go black if you wanted at the back, but I'm trying to, in my art, not use black. And trying to just use different colours, and that gave a nice little look there. Alright, I'm going to have a little look at chat while I take a sip. Alison saying please, thank you. Oh, Miss Felicia, you are a beautiful soul, thank you. Hey, Johnny's here. That's okay, Johnny. You are here now, that's all that matters. I am taking you on a woodland journey with me tonight, and we are going to create some flowers soon. Just trying to give the illusion of trees. It's quite nice because there's a lot of lingo bingo because there is a lot of lighter areas. It's quite nice because it does look like the sun's hitting those trees in the background. That's my opinion anyway. And because I'm going light to dark, I'm getting some nice natural depth in there anyway whenever you've got in oils rotating colours. Petra, I did see your message. I will send you my address over. Actually, Paula, my PA, not really, Paula, you've got my address. Would you be able to give Petra my address while I'm doing this? And I remember she's kindly offered to connect with me. Okay, I may add a little bit more blue to the green to just try and go a little bit deeper. I'm still mixing it in with the currant green, and again our oils stay wet so we can continue to mix our shades and colours. Yes, my lady. I thought I'd say that after your text today, which made me giggle with my lady. Okay, this is just constantly, because see how much white I put on there, diluting down. Now, another thing is you can have your dark at the edge and bring it in, and then that way it's going to showcase on your flowers as we get into that area now. But I'm just going to try and get a little bit more darkness there. And then we're going to move the meadow forward, and I am going to add, yeah, I like that. I really like that. I'll show you close up. Now close up, it's not going to look great, but you're getting the idea hopefully that there are some trees in the distance and you've got different tones of greens coming through there. I will go back and I will, have I got that in the angle? No, there we go. Wrong way, there we go. I'm going to go right way. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Right, so we're going to start lightening it up because I feel that I've got meadows with maybe hay, long grass, I don't know, but that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to look for maybe a yellow ochre, but I'm going to add a little bit of brown in there. So I'm going to add brown to start with, which is the ripe sienna. I've not had a ripe sienna before. I've had a raw sienna, not a ripe sienna. I'm going to have a look at the colours and I'll show you. And I want to, when I put this down, have the dark at the bottom and then coming through to lighter at the top, so that that looks like the roots or the long part of it is in the shade. And then that's why we put the dark followed by the light. So the other colour I've just used is yellow ochre. So that's the ripe sienna, which looks like a sloppy turd at the minute. And that's the yellow ochre. Again, use whichever brush you feel that you're going to enjoy. So to start with, you can just slap it on again with, where's my brush gone? I'm going to go back to a number 1, because what I'm going to do is put the lighter and the darker. Now the green is going to come through for a little while, so I'm going to fight that for a little while, but that's okay. And mixing it in here is going to give you a little illusion as well with some of those green tones coming through. So we'll do one stripe with the yellow ochre. Might come and add some more. Again, we're trying to keep this in the distance, so we will get bigger nearer the front, but we're trying to give you the illusion of a field with some, hopefully, whether it be hay, whether it be long grass. So I'm just coming and adding what I think will be in the shaded area. This is the ripe colour. It's almost like the mud underneath, but oh, I just love the way oils just blend. Look at that. Oh, that's lush. Now when you're wiping it off, you can put it directly back on your palette. You can just blend it through. I'm going to come back with a little bit of that light again, because what I want to do now is we're then going to get that thin brush again, and we're going to try and make it look like the illusion of long grass, but again trying to grasp that it is still in the distance. But whoever looks after this meadow has not looked after it very well, so it's very long. Okay, I like to tell a story while I'm creating. Good morning, Juliet, welcome. Hello, Laney's Crafting Corner. So we've gone for another thin brush now, which is the 3.0. I'm going to see if this one's going to give me the control I want. But I'm also going to add this one is deep yellow. So this is going to blend through with all these colours here. And if I do feel like I want to maybe add different colours in there, I will. But I'm just going to see how this goes, because a lot of it is trial and error with me, which is just seeing how it's going to work. And at the minute the green is coming through still, which is a bit frustrating, but I don't want it to actually look like grass yet. So I'm just going like crisscrossy, trying to blend it through. But I just don't want it to look too long yet. And then with oils you can tweak with your composition, but it is going to be lighter here. So I'm just putting a little bit on there and I'm going to drag it down. A little bit of the yellow ochre, a little bit of the yellow. And it's a matter of just keep working it through. Now don't stress if you don't get it first go round, because what you're doing is blending through colours. So as we come down the meadow, and you could actually add some colour in there so it looks like you've got, I don't know, flowers in there. You could do it whatever way you want. You could dab your little purples in there so it looks like you've got wildflowers in there. You can just start to tell yourself a story. So I'll show you close at what that looks like now. I don't know if you can see it because of the high shine, but you're not really going to see too much of this, so you don't want to put too much detail in there. So all I'm doing is trying to capture a little bit of movement in that space or roughage. Well, let's see. You could use multiple different brushes. Some people, lingo bingo. Some people use the fan brushes and everything like that. I like to do it this way because I'm trying to get a little bit of control in it. Trying a little bit. I just want to bring it darker here because I feel that that's under there. But soon, once we've got this part done, it gets quicker. So the hardest part was the sky. This part is taking the detail a little bit, but we want in contrast. And then I'm going to then build up some higher trees here, and then we're going to do some flowers, and then we're going to do some tall bits of grass here and some flowers. So that's the idea. I hope you're enjoying seeing this coming together. Oh, you got mud on your shoes. Did I ever tell you about, I might have to show it you on YouTube. Got back from Australia 2 years ago and we were last allowed to go and walking through the forest area near where I am, or the woodland area. And there was a stream and I was walking across it and I lost my balance and grabbed this twig because I thought this twig was going to support me. Never did. I fell in the lake. But the funniest one was walking in the New Forest and there was a very, very, very muddy area, like a bog, where if you stand on it you sink in it. And I wanted to get across there before my meal. And it literally was, oh gosh, how, I can't, you couldn't jump over it. And I got over the first half onto an island, okay, and I was getting over there faster than my Neil. And I thought, right, I've done it. Anyway, then I realised that there was no stepping stones for me to get on to the next one. So I was committed, I couldn't go back, I had to go forward. And so I decided to stand on what I thought was a solid enough piece of muddy island, or peat, whatever name you want to use. And no, it wasn't. My leg went directly in up to my thigh, which meant I had to then slip over and my other leg went in. So I'd got both my legs up to my thighs in mud, and I actually thought I was going to go under because I was going down like quicksand. I'm like, Neil, I'm going in, come save me. I've got a photo of me with mud up to my hips. If you're interested, let me know and I will put it on the community tab. Now, I suppose with using this yellow, it might make people think that maybe there's flowers in there or something. I mean, you don't have to have a reason for what's in there. You just want to create an interest. And so if somebody sees flowers, that's great. If somebody sees grass, that's great. If somebody sees nothing, but they're interested, that's all right as well. So, yeah, be free. Have fun. That's my words of wisdom for the day. I'm just slowly putting my darker bits at the bottom and then adding my yellow at the top, and then there's enough yellow ochre underneath. Now with the colour that's underneath here, I'm not too phased by that because I'm going to be using these colours as we come through. But I haven't looked at chat for a little while, so I'm just going to see what's happening in chat there. Oh, they do. Believe me, Alison, when you use oils, if you've never used them before, what you can do with it is just amazing. Charlene, well, I'm glad you agree. You've just got to have fun, haven't you? Tell yourself, as Bob Ross would say, he tells you a story, doesn't he, and talks about happy little accidents. Well, it's just like that. Yeah, we're doing oils. I'll show you where I'm up to for the people that's just joined. I do love playing in mud. I don't know if you can see because of the high shine with the oils, but I'm just building up this area here, so hopefully you can see a little bit of depth. I'm just working with brush strokes, tones, 3 different colours to help fill your mind that there's something of interest in there. For me, reminds me of a Yorkshire field where the fields are overgrown and it's like a wild meadow. That's what I'm going for anyway. And then we'll start to bring in some interest soon. So it could be that I think that was really bad. What I know I'm going to do is just paint out this brown all the way down now. The reason I'm going to do that is most of it is going to be covered up with the green and the flowers and everything like that, but because I'm going to paint it thin, it's not going to matter. But then if I do have gaps, it's going to look like it's in a shaded area, and it's going to add to the fact that there's soil there. I know this part's taken a little while. I do apologise, but put a few mountains in the background. Not on this one. I did do mountains recently, but what I am going to do is there's going to be a few long trees coming up here, so that's going to be the height that I'm going to create. But I really want it to be, I can do a mountain on another one coming up. So far I've got to do flowers. I've been asked to do some flowers. I think it was, I don't know if she said tulips or pansies. I'll have to look back over chat. And I can do a meadow with mountains in the background as well. My hero on this one's going to be the flowers and the tall trees at the front. My ferns. And then hopefully that will definitely... So I'm just speeding up my brush strokes a little bit because, like I keep saying to you, the detail is really relevant now. You could use a fan brush, you could use other brushes to do it. I'm just enjoying doing it this way just because I want to control to a degree what's happening with these random brush strokes. You can control random brush strokes, eh? Okay, now I'm going to come across the top and add my lighter colour. Your fingernails still look nice today. They did, but look, they've already chipped off. but I did paint them, and then they've unfortunately, because they're all the resin I did earlier and the alcohol wipes, it's took it straight off. I think I should start wearing false nails. I should give in. What I'm trying to say is that my nails, oh come on, are not very forgiving at the minute when it comes to art and all the chemicals. Even though you use gloves, everything like that. See, that yellow there was just blending in with that. So I'm putting a little bit more on my brush and just crisscrossing. And they don't have to be level. I'm not going for symmetry. And again, you can come back on your second layer if you want once it's dried and add a few more details. It's your garden. What do you want to do? I will chat again soon. Oh. I'm losing my yellow. It's almost becoming mud on my tray, so that's only because I'm bringing down all the other colours. Every time I bring my brush down, I'm bringing down a little bit of green and a little bit of the darker brown. So the vibrancy of my yellow is going. So sometimes you have to be willing to put another little dab of that yellow on, but I'm picking it from around the edges and hoping that it's still strong enough to come through. Okay, now I'm gonna, I think, just add my brown all the way to the bottom. So I've added a little bit of interest there. I might add more. I don't know if you can see, but it should be getting texture there now. A little bit of interest. Yes, there is a way to dry up. You've got the same as you've got for acrylics, where you've got things to extend a life. With oils, you've got something that can reduce the drying time as well. So there's plenty of different things you can add. If your oils are not rich and they don't have that high shine, there's stuff you can do to add it with high shine. Oh no, Tatty. Yeah, they're actually got a good grip. So bear with me. I am just going to drag my browns all the way down. Just going to try and get them as thin as possible. Just so when we add the rest of the paints on there, there's not going to be too much oil that we're having to go through. I may as well use up what's on here. It is not going to be all brown, by the way, so for people that's just joining me, I'm just using up my excess oils that I've put out for the underneath. Now I'm going to bring in some tall trees here, but I want to make sure that this area here is as done as possible before I do that. So I'm going to add a few, I think, yellow dots. I feel like I want some yellow flowers in between that area there. Just add a little bit of detail, a little bit of interest. Or would I go red? Well, I reckon I'm going to go yellow. What flowers would you like to see in the background there? They're only going to be little dots. What would you like to see in the meadow there? I think I'm going to bring reds and yellows at the bottom. But I'm going to see what audience would like to see. Lavender. Okay, let's have a little look, Jellica. I'm going to see if I've got some lavender photos. Oh, are you off, Miss Felicia? Oh, is it Paula that's going? Where's Paula? Oh, it's Miss Felicia that's going. Sunflowers are going to come to the front. Let me see if I've got any lavender. I've got violet, so I'm going to add a little bit of white to that, and then hopefully we will get a lavender. And you can tell me if you feel that that's lavender enough. It might not show up too greatly, but it is distant, so that's okay. Oh, that's it's not standing out because of that colour that's on there. Bear with me while I just try and get rid of the excess oil. Okay, maybe I need a thicker brush. I'm just going to move on to a thicker brush. Aww, thank you so much. I dread to think what your hubby's calling you at the minute. I dread to think it. I'm going to use a slightly thicker brush and I'm going to try and dab it on and see if that's going to help with that illusion. Just getting the excess oil out of there. And again, it doesn't matter if we're not going for realism here. I'm only going to be able to put 1 or 2 dabs before that green's coming off into it, so I'm going to losing a lot of the colour. It's diluting into the browns and the greens, so you can only get a couple of dabs on there before the colour's gone. Now that colour is not standing out on that colour there. I'm going to brighten it up. It's calling me Kookaburra. I'm going to go for a nice brilliant red. I think the brilliant red is going to stand out more with that background. Oh, you're going to do a swipe pour. Well done. I've got red on my brush and I'm just going to dab. That's standing out more. 1 or 2 dabs and then I will come back and add more red in there. I'm just dabbing it a few times and hopefully leaving gaps between, it will start to give you, I'm not going to say the poppies, I don't know what they are, but an illusion of flowers. Again, you could use a fan brush for this, but I am not. Once I've got the red, I should be able to come through with some purple. I will bring you in close up so you can see what I'm doing. I literally am just dabbing it, but because we've put the brown in between, it's actually really nice in my opinion. Don't need too much there because we're putting the tree there and I don't want my tree. Show you what I've done so far. Don't know if you can see the red coming through. just doing a little bit there. Get it all the way across. And then we will build up more foliage and more flowers at the foreground that will look hopefully more like flowers. And then I will definitely darken the trees. Definitely needs the trees to be darker to help with that illusion of the distance. From a distance. Sugarcane fields, very nice. I like that. That's what I love about these kind of paintings. You can just dab it on, and your brain does so much to fill in these gaps and take your picture to that whole other level. I literally am just dabbing my brush. It's just amazing. It amazes me, people. It really does. Okay, I'll show you what I've done there. Tilt it slightly to the right, slightly to the left. Hopefully you can see that illusion there. What I am going to do now is paint in where my big trees are going to go. So I'm going to go in with a dark green again. So the darkest green I've got within this set is, I said it was sap green before, didn't it? But I've got Viridian. So my sap green is meant to be darker than Viridian, but I'm going to try them both out. So I'm going to have tall brushes. I'm trying to peel it off. They all come with a tiny little seal on there, which is good. So my Viridian definitely looks darker than the sap, but yet I've got it marked as a darker colour. No, don't you give in, Johnny. I've got basically my sap green, my Viridian green, and I've got the ultramarine blue. And I'm going to use that to make my dark colours. And then I'm going to use where's my gradient brush again? This one here, which is number 1 to create my tall trees. So the Viridian's got like I think it's a lovely colour. But I'm going to use 2 different greens to hopefully give some nice texture when we bring in these big trees. So this is where you have to be brave. Don't worry. We're just going to create some random trees. And we'll have lighter at one side. Alright, this is where I feel I'm going to put tree number 1. Going over the background. Have to keep building up that colour. Now I'm going for a conifer look here. I will bring in some shading as well later, but at the minute I'm just getting my composition right. a set of 3 trees here. Then you get to see a little bit of that background coming through. The benefit of doing all this with your oils while the wet is you can blend them through and you get no lines then. I have left a little gap there, so we'll have to work on what would go there, but I think I'm going to chunk this one up. I think this one's going to be a chunkier one. I'm going to do a few rows of those. Ah, my brush has gone all over. Need to get that before Zeus chews it. Ah. Hey Siri, stop. I'm going to see if my sound... Oh, I nearly dropped you. I do apologise. Oh, my chair got in the way. Sozzy. And we'll do another couple there. And slightly further behind. There's a very big one now. So I've gone very quiet, haven't I, while I'm doing this bit. Definitely will have to fill that area in there. So we've got different seasons inspire different things. I totally agree with that. I will work on my trees a little bit more, but at the minute I'm just working on composition. How's that going to look? So I'm going to have some more trees set a little bit further back though, so I brought those one quite to the front. Now I'm going to do some a little bit further back there, so I might need a thinner brush, but I'm going to set these ones back a little bit more. And again, this is just you playing with the mind a little bit. Giving you a little bit of depth, hopefully you can see that. Do more in springtime. Poplars, was that me? Did I say poplars? Oh, thank you, Johnny. Working on it slowly. might be a few weeks project with you, this, because I might have to come back when the paint's dried a little bit so I can get the shading right. But composition, I think, is working lovely, if I do say so myself. Okay, so I'm hoping that you can see that those ones are in the background as opposed to those ones in the foreground. Just adding a bit of dark to one side. This is where I really need these ones to be quite dark at the back, just to really help with the illusion of distance. So that's roughly, oh, I've done it again. Ah, let me move this, avert your eyes, avert your eyes. Have I got you in view? Oh, there we go. Sorry. Alright, this is where we're at currently. Just hopefully you've got some trees looking slightly further forward than the others. And ones in the background. The ones in the background need to be made darker so that you have more of that depth. Hello, Yorkie Mum, welcome. You are here at a good time. I think I'm going to add some blue, the ultramarine blue, directly to my brush so that as I go over those trees in the background, it's going to blend in with the green. And it's going to make them dark. So I'm just going to do this before I go any further, because I really want these to be definitely more in the background. If they start to look too blue, I'll come back over with my green, but then that should hopefully tone them correctly, or darker. Blend them is what I meant to say, not tone. Yeah, the blue on here directly is working. So I'll do that and then I'll go back over with the green, because the white from the sky was making it very hard to get the darker colour there. So you definitely have to work dark to light with the wonderful thing that is oils. So whoever is watching my channel for the first time, whether it be live or whether it be later, thank you so much. If you think that I'm adding value to your art world, or you're enjoying the community chat, give me a thumbs up. That really does help my channel. Consider subscribing. That's also very helpful. Even sharing the videos. If you have a Facebook group, or should I say an art group, and you want people to go over and have a little look at your work and show you support, put a little love out after your name. That would be amazing, and people will come over and have a little look and show you some support if you're interested. If you're watching this after the live but you still want to show your support, pop over and see these other people's channels, or put your name or your channel name in the comments, and we'll share the love, because there's plenty of space on YouTube for us all to support each other. So those trees have definitely got a bit darker now in the background. I'm now going to come over with my Viridian green as well. I really want to nail the distance here, so I'm just working with it. There we go, that green's now staying dark, which is fan-blooming-tastic. Fantastic. A little bit of blob, so I'm just going to... little blob. I over and say hello shortly and join in chat. Thank you so much for the people that staying with me throughout this journey and for the people that are enjoying chatting with each other. Thank you so much to Paula and to Alison for helping with the chat, and for everybody, whether you're a member, whether you're a supporter. It means a lot that you're all interacting with each other, especially while I'm off in my own little meadow. Okay, we're getting more depth in those backgrounds, so we'll keep coming back to them. I can come back when it dries and add more, but at the minute I want to get the basis of it right, because I am Sharon and I digress. We're getting some nice depth in this woodland area in the background, in my opinion anyway. Alright, very happy with that. I'm going to now add, oh, knocked my chair again, sorry. I want the darker side to be on the left. And then we'll do the lighter side on the right, and we'll follow that through because that'll then make it look like the sunlight or shadows are coming from the same direction. So the meadow's open there, so it's going to have to come to the left there. And then we'll come in with a slightly lighter green, only slightly lighter, to the right. Could come back and add some yellow there, which I might just leave it for now. Alright, let's create a little bit of interest around this area here. So I'm going to start doing some blades of grass, and again you could use any brush that you enjoy using, but I'm using my thin brush and not a fan brush. Now, fan brush probably would get it done a lot quicker for you. I just never bonded well with fan brushes. Let me have a little look. Paula, why thank you. That's lovely. Yeah, I heard that one for a while. I'm Sharon and I'm digressing. Yes, it has been a stressful week. It's been a stressful 6 months, but a good stress in a way. It's just been intense at work, but I'm on holiday for a week. The stress should be reduced when I go back. So I am, yeah, this is my first day of, going to be taking some time for me and Neil. We're going to go out and have meals. And yeah, just do stuff through the day, and then at night I'll then still be able to do a little bit of art. I'm going to try and get up and see family in Yorkshire, which will be nice. Before there's another stupid lockdown. I'm just doing the crisscrossy thing for the grass. I'm trying to work out where I want it, so I think there's going to be some kind of path through here. So, I mean, we're still playing tricks on the eyes. We're just filling it in with different crisscrosses and strokes. Trying to support that illusion that there's a little bit of activity in that field. Just going to work out if I'm going to put like a little path or something there. Got no pre-idea of what I was doing. Pre-idea? Is that even a word? I'm just creating as we go. Oh, I mean to drag into my red there. Happy little accident. The words of Bob Ross. That's actually helped. It's pushed the meadow back. So I'm trying to not have it straight. I'm trying to create a little bit of a organicness to my field. So I think what I'm going to do now is start bringing in some grass strokes, brush strokes, grass strokes, grass, taller grass a little bit here, because I want these to represent where maybe sunflowers are going to go. Now I need my brush to be a little bit thinner. We're going to create, welcome Dale, hope you're okay. Why can't you seem to do the right thing, Juliet? Alright, what I was doing is looking for a thinner brush, but that's actually quite a thin brush. What I'm going to do is just do some random strokes, but I'm trying to keep a little bit of a gap here where I'm going to create a pretend maybe path where the ramblers have been walking. I want there to be a feeling that there's a little flat field there before it's coming to where I'm now going to be doing what would be my sunflowers. But I don't want them to look too close at the minute, so I still want them to be in the distance, so they're not going to be too big. And because they're going to be next to these trees, proportions and that are still important. So just moving my brush around, I'll come back and I'll add a few different colours to it, just again give you that illusion that movement, shades, all the words of the rainbow. Yeah, I think they have, but they've only gone into, what is it, one case, so it's like a 3-day lockdown. It's not like over here in the UK where it was 26,000 yesterday detected with it. It's like, brilliant. So if I flick up, I've got more control of my foliage being thinner at the top. I am tempted to get my little fan brush, but I really don't want to. I'm going to come through with I've got the high shine in my way, so I can't see the texture. You've got a better view than me. Alright, sorry my arm's going to be in the way because I just want to put it down and flick it up just to try and control a little bit if I can at all. But it's quite thick what it is I'm doing, so I think I'm going to use a thinner brush. Again, it's not meant to be leaves of grass, this, I don't know where it is, it's just foliage for the big leaves that the sunflowers are going to come off, and it doesn't bother me that you can see a little bit of that brown coming through. I don't want it to be a solid colour. I want it, I'm just going to keep crisscrossing it until I'm happy that there looks to be a little bit of movement in there. So I'm going to add a little bit lighter green, and I might even add a little bit of the yellow ochre through there. So this light green is called Permanent Green Light. Oh, I can't get my little silver thing off. Dale, thank you so much. Hello, Chippy Doodle. How are you today? Wow, that's like that's like Shrek colour. I don't know if you can see it. It's like Shrek. It's psychedelic. He's been eating some very, very explosive peas. All right, let's see though if I drag. Oh, that looks lovely though. Tiniest little bit on my brush and blending it in with the greens that's on there already, but just flicking up. Now I don't know if you're going to be able to see it because of the high shine, but by flicking up, can you see it? you should be getting some depth just in that little area there. I don't know if you can see it. Ugh. Can you see it? A little bit of depth with the 3 or 4 different greens that's in there. So Shrek Green is actually doing good. I'm just going to keep flicking it a little bit, going in different directions and letting it just catch some of that other green, so you're getting that nice texture. I think I will use some of that green for the trees, for the highlights. Sorry, I'm holding my arm so that the reason I'm flicking up is because my flick should go thinner. You have to take off the excess paint quite regularly, otherwise your paintbrush becomes quite thick. But I'm still trying to keep a little flat area as the little walk through, and you're just going to do this dance with it until you find the parts that you're happy with. I came down then because my arm's aching. Yeah, you can see it. So I'm just going quiet while I'm trying to, basically I'm holding my brush so it's virtually not touching the canvas at all, and I just want the raised edges of the canvas to just bring some of that colour off, and then that's where I find that you get some really nice textures or blending. It's what works for me. Not necessarily everybody would like that method. I always say I am not on here showing you this because I think I'm the best artist out there or more proficient or a matter expert. I'm not. I'm just sharing my processes with you all, how I do it, with the encouragement hopefully for people to give it a go or ask questions, interact with me, whether you're just relaxing watching me paint or whether you're learning or sharing knowledge with each other. Now the reason this grass is going to be a little bit lighter is it's in that open meadow part. The more brush strokes you can put on there crisscrossing, the more it's going to add to that sense of movement and depth, which I keep saying. I'm Sharon, I digress. Okay, I'm happy with how that's progressing. What I do want to do though is get a nice bright yellow in here to give you those feeling of flowers. But I am going to put a little bit of the grass area around these trees. I say grass area, it's not really grass. I will come in with some of the darker colour as well. Oh, my stand is moving around. Just trying to block it in as I go down so you don't have to then fix a problem, but you can't go in there. I don't need to necessarily do it here, but I am going to add a little bit of lighter colour to the tree, this side here. Bit too early yet to do that. Okay, I'm going to go for a very nice, hopefully, bright yellow. Now the idea with this one is it's an illusion that, oh, now I've got it off. Illusion that there's a sunflower there, but it's far away so you're not going to see a lot. So I'm just going to get a tiny little blob and just drag it. So almost, hopefully give a saucer. What I've been going on in chat. You're out in Grattan, my auntie's in Florida. Some nice chat going. Oh, Alison, thank you. I'm glad you're seeing it come to life. I'm up there too. Hello. That's crazy. I could go out and wait reading that. Yeah, Johnny. Alright, you are all looking amused. So I've got a tiny little bit of yellow. This one's called lemon yellow. And I'm just going to think about, I'm going to pop it and drag it. But again, I'm going to have to change my brush, the paint on the brush, I say, fairly often, because the green's going to come through because we're working wet on wet. Now you may have to angle them roughly in the same way because the sunflowers reaching for the sun. There might not even be sunflowers, it could just be any kind of flower. Again, you're just trying to fill the illusion. Some are going to be brighter than others, that's okay. You want them different heights and maybe different sizes. Ooh, that didn't go on at all, that just brushed straight off. And again, you're not too worried about it being up here because I'm going to drag it down, and then when I bring my next layer up that's bigger, it's going to help when you are thinking of depths. I'm just trying to make some of these a little bit more purposeful. Okay, I'm enjoying those. And if you do dial up your colour again, you can always come back on another sit-in and do some detail work. At this stage, I'm not necessarily getting them to be facing me. It's more you're seeing the sides of them, or because it's distance, it doesn't really matter. Most important thing though is cleaning your brush when it is such wet on wet, regular. Okay, so that's adding to a nice bit of illusion. We're getting different sizes. We're getting that, it's helped that grass area look like it's coming alive. So I'll take you in now so you can hopefully see a little bit of that yellow that I'm adding there, hopefully giving you that illusion of flowers. And those trees are getting further away. You can see that yet? So that's all we're doing, and it's the tiniest little bit of yellow I'm using, but it is getting greener and greener, so I just put a little blob in there and dab it on. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying this, bringing summer to you and to me. It's actually very therapeutic doing this. It's a long time since I've done a meadow. And again, don't worry if you just get some that there's only a tiny little bit of yellow on there, because they could be hiding behind a piece of grass. And that's what I love about it, that your brain fills into where it should be as opposed to what you're seeing. Yeah, loving that. Taking you away from home, I am. And then what we're going to do is start to come to the foreground. That was a big blob there, look. Okay, I'm going to add some around this area here. Ooh, that can really muddy. It was really fighting with the brown then and the tree. I'm determined I'm going to have a nice little bit of yellow there. Okay, I'm going to bring another row of yellow, just trying to work out what I'm going to do with this. I need to maybe, I'm going to get my stalks. I've got my colours everywhere now. Like, where are you? I'm going to use my ripe sienna again. It's got, bye Tatty, thank you so much for staying. Bringing a little bit more of, let's say foliage, but I should really stop saying what it is I'm doing, because all I'm doing really is creating an illusion. I don't know what it is I'm doing, I'm just doing it. I do want to get slightly light. Oh, that's too big a chunk. Just getting ready for when I start to bring things through to the foreground, so it should start to fill up fairly quick soon as we move to that foreground and things get bigger. Okay, so I'm going to start bringing in some longer grass now, and then what I think I'll do is I'll bring some nice sunflowers around here and then some tall grass here. That's what I'm going to do. Just keep doing it. Whatever I'm doing, just keep doing it, I will. Okay, I'm going to bring in some of the dark colours to start with, and we're just going to start to get more purposeful now with the grass. You could start to move your brush size up, but this one's going to be sufficient for what it is I'm doing. Just crisscrossing. I'm trying to leave strokes in there. I love to see with oil painting strokes when it does dry. But I will start bringing in depth in this area very soon. I'm going to start bringing in the lighter greens, and then we'll start to bring in maybe a few more flowers, just slightly bigger. But that little bit of brown that's coming through should add value. And hopefully we will get you an image before we go tonight that you can understand what it is we're creating. I love this part because you are literally dancing with your paints, and your paints are what's going to help bring it alive, but just with each stroke you get a different tone or a different sort of feeling from it. I hope that makes sense. My what I call Shrek green. And you could phase some of your green through to yellow as well, so that'll take it even brighter. And that's one of the final things I normally do. But it doesn't matter if you've got areas that are lighter or darker at this stage. So I'm going to go across the whole of the area with this, doing that same thing. So bringing through the darks, and then we'll come through lighter. Paula, thank you for getting me to do a live. I'm enjoying doing this piece just for myself either. It's, if you stick with me, all of you, brilliant. If you don't, but you just watch the end result, that's fine. Part of what I do these lives for is to just share my art with you, but I'm also creating at the same time, so it's win-win really. I can't wait while we get to the foreground and I really get to do some decent brush strokes, which is going to be nice with the grass. Okay, I'll start to bring some of the Shrek green through there now. Oh, thank you, Cosmic Carol. Appreciate that. I do love when you get to the highlight part. There's just something so satisfying about it when you add stuff that makes it pop, or that depth. That's what brings it alive, in my opinion. Well, I forgot how much I enjoy doing grass. I did a daisy. I think I showed you that once before, where I did grass and just one daisy coming through the grass, and there was a beautiful reflection of the daisy. In my opinion, it was beautiful in the water, and I just spent ages on this grass, and oh, it was so therapeutic. So I'll bring it in. Hopefully you can see the density that I'm trying to build up there in the grass area. And hopefully you can see some texture as well. Oh, thank you so much, Alison. Oh, I can't see myself. There's a high shine and it's called oil. Okay, have to go. I think I need to get some more Shrek green out because it's all gone a little bit darker than I want it to be now. With every stroke I'm doing, are you able to see it or not because of the high shine? Are you only seeing the detail when I bring it in close? If you could let me know, that would be amazing. Oh, Juliet, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying seeing this coming alive. It's a pleasure sharing it with you all. It's a very original piece for me. It's all coming out of my imagination as I go. And it's nice to not always be working with resin. Oils are my preferred medium to work with, and it's been a long time since I've worked with them. I'm working on this beautiful warrior for a collaboration, but because it's a big piece, it's taken a lot of drying in between. But I'm ready to work on her again this week, which I'm really looking forward to. But I forget just how relaxing it is for me to work with oils, and how just beautiful they are after working with acrylics lately, where they're constantly drying on you and your blending's not as easy because of that. I mean, don't get me wrong, acrylics are still lovely to work with, but working with oils again now, like, oh lush, apart from the high shine. Which is a good problem to have, because it means it's going to dry beautifully and you're not going to have that muted colour, which is lovely. I'm dribbling on, aren't I? You can see the detail, the shine's not affecting it, that's good to know. I want to know if anybody's going to give oils a go now. Are you inspired to give them a go? Now, how long have we got until Miss Felicia's on? Because I don't want to go over into hers, and we can pause this and I can continue this tomorrow if we don't get it done. I was hoping to have got it all in the bag before we pop over there. Miss Felicia is the crafting nook. She's an amazing person and her lives are so engaging. Everybody's involved. It's one of my favourite things to watch before I go to bed, and that's not because she sends me to sleep. That's because it's full of beautiful people chatting, and it's interactive because you get to choose the colours and you get to see their projects over time. So we've got 15 minutes. Alright, let's see if we can do this, get most of this done before we hop on over to Miss Felicia's channel. Okay, I'm going to build through the lighter colours now. I'm not following anything, I'm just looking at my colours that I have down on my palette when you see me looking down here. The only reference I've got is this one here, which is one I did many years ago. Oh, am I there? Am I there? Am I there? Ah! There we go. That's my reference one there. Just from a, oh, lowering you down, sorry about that. But this is a more subtle it. This one's actually really good, Juliet. So this one is not so strong, and because I'm using baby oil to clean my brush, there's no harsh smell with these ones. You can definitely tell it's oils, but it's not as, I think it's supposed to be like a water-based oil, which sounds really weird, and baby oil for cleaning my brushes. So there is less smell with it. But you do have to be careful because it can. I love the smell of oil. It takes me back to my studio. So maybe if Neil come in, he'd be able to say, yeah, that's really strong, Sharon. It definitely does smell stronger than acrylics. There's no doubt about that. But these ones are not the harshest smelling ones that I've seen, and because I'm not using terps or anything like that, I've got a nice smell of baby oil around me, more than anything. But then again, I did work with resin earlier. I did have my mask on, but you always get that residual smell, even though there's not necessarily any chemicals there. Yeah, Julia, have a little go. I got them from Amazon. They wasn't ridiculously expensive. But I wanted to give them a go and see, does it offer you a good range of colours? And I'm quite happy with them, and the shine's really nice on them. And I always think with oils, start small, see how you like them, and then build up slowly, just buy the colours you need for a project and build up. But this gives you a very nice selection to start with. Okay, so I believe I've got enough in there. Now I'm going to add a few more yellows now, but I'm going to go bigger with my yellow. And maybe not like have them so saucery. So maybe make them look like they are slightly bigger than the ones behind. So let's see if I can do that. Oh, the green's just absorbing that. Wow. That didn't go on nice. It's not going on bright. I almost need to put it on like a palette knife. Which means I'm popping it on, but trying not to brush it in. I'm trying to get it to, and that's because we're working wet on wet. But I'm trying to make them look slightly bigger. You should be seeing these ones now quite prominently compared to the ones just behind. And if you don't get them bright, it doesn't matter, we can come back and add to them as they start curing. But this is the kind of paint that could take a while now to dry because of how thick I'm putting it on. And I'm putting it on thick because of the colours behind it, but also because I want a little bit of texture on there. That brown really bled into that, so I'll have to add some more on top of that. Now I am sorry I'm missing chat. I definitely will read back over the chat. But at the minute I'm on a race to try and get as much of this done before Felicia's live so we can go and watch the crafting nook. Oh, it's painful trying to get this on with the brush. Might have to go and give in and get my palette knife. Put paint on and dragged it off. Hopefully you're definitely seeing these though come into the foreground, and again I'm going to say it once more, mainly for myself. I can come back and I can highlight or add more colour to them once it's dried a little bit, but because I'm going for texture I'm putting it on very thick. Alright, I will add a few little blobs to make maybe to make it look like interesting, like maybe there's little ones growing. Just gonna, I'll say that. Add a few little ones just hidden in the grass, the budding, the little babies growing. No, it doesn't matter then with these ones if they're not bright yellow because you've got a shadow because it's in the foliage. And then we're going to mix up our colours and we're going to go to red soon. But I am going to have some pretty little, I think, sunflowers just down there a bit close up. Alright. I actually might put a few red things in there as well. Maybe look like there's a few hidden flowers in there. So I'm just pouring a blob on and then just wiggling my brush like that. just to give you some kind of random pattern that there might be a flower in there. Hidden in there with those sunflowers. And I'll show you close up here very soon what we're working with currently. Now the purple or the lavender that people want is probably going to have to be added once some of this paint has dried. Oh, that looks lush. Who'd have thought just a bit of blob and a little wiggle of your hand, you could look like you've got some flowers growing and hiding in your little grass. I reckon, just want some more here. Alright, let me bring you in and show you what I've done there. Okay, so we're showing you the slightly closer up version now. Oh. I've gone to low power mode. Let me just put my battery in. Try that again. I'm going to show you. You should be back now, hopefully. That we now have some red flowers in there. We've now got closer up flowers and you're starting to see real depth in there. And who'd have thought just a red blob and then a wiggle of it would give you those illusions of those red flowers in there. Oh, are you all back? Yeah, it came up as saying low battery, so I've had to pop that in. What I'm going to do now is we're going to come in with big blades of grass now, so that's exciting. So most of this is going to be grass area. I'm going to leave a little opening here for some smaller flowers, and then we're going to do some more grass and then a couple of bright, big sunflowers looking backwards. So I'm going to put some more of the Viridium out and the sap green and then the monster green and a little bit of white because we're going to try and get some real depth in there, and then we're going to add some nice flowers in there, and hopefully we'll be able to put plenty of different colours in there. I might put purple, might put red, might put some orange actually, and then cannot see the red flower blends at all. Let me show you close up because they're sexy. It must be the red. So if I was to show you, very subtly, it's got a glare on there, I'm afraid. There's like a little red flower coming out there and there and there. There's little bits of red in there, so unfortunately the glare. Can you see the sexy red flowers now? They're just tiny little dots hidden in the grass. There is loads of them. Sexy red flowers, yeah. All right, so, oh, Lingo Bingo. Oh, that's not on Lingo Bingo today. Yeah, the red in there is just really nice, but this is where I get really excited now. When I say really excited, I don't know if it's excited, but we're going to come in and we're going to pretend that we're really close up now. So I am just going to be starting to create depth with brush. Now that brush is going to be too harsh for this, but I'm really going to bring it in now to the foreground, and hopefully that's going to push the depth even more, but I'm just changing my brush over because I did not like the results I was getting with that one. I want a brush size that's just right. So we are going to have to slap a lot of this on, because then when I come through with my strokes, hopefully we're going to see something amazing happen. So this is where I could put it on with a palette knife and scrape it on, because that's what we're wanting now. So this is where it's, don't be afraid, this is what oils are meant to be used for, slapping it on. And what I've done there is not exactly slap it on, but I am going to be adding. So I'm just going to start to move my brush left, right, all over, and then as we start to hopefully bring through the monster green to it, we'll slowly start to build up a little bit of depth. It is going to have to overlap with the part behind. It's going to take me a while, I think, to build it up, but I'm hoping I get a chunk of it done soon. Just keep building it up. You'll start to see, hopefully, depth. So that's kind of what we're going for. What I'm going to do is paint the whole of this bottom area with the Viridian. Because once I get going with my grass, I enjoy it. So Viridian it is going to go across it all, and then I'll slowly start building it up like this, but we'll get more depth in there. Is that in the right area? No, there we go. So we'll start to, can I do it up? Can I do it down? Oh, there we go. That was so crap. Right, I'm going to get my Viridian and I am going to put it on a big brush, and I'm just going to paint it all over because I want that in the back, so it's going to absorb all these colours that I'm going to do. Because I like to slap it on. So we're just doing this to help the other colours that we're going to start pulling through get the depth, and we know we want the darkest colour to be underneath. And then with each brush stroke I'll build it up. That's the aim of the game. But you should start to see this piece come together pretty quick now. Once we've got the grass in, then it's the flowers. And once we've got the flowers in, I'm going to then bring in the big flowers. So I'm just going to brush my, you hate green. Oh, embrace the green. Embrace the green, because the green's going to make your flowers pop. And you want your flower to pop, Paula. Thank you so much, Juliet, for hanging out. Enjoy your day. Make sure you come back and see the end result and let me know what you think. Let me know if you enjoy seeing these and if you want to continue to see more of these kind of artworks for future ones. Alright, let's start to bring this alive, Sharon. Let's do it. And you'll see I'll move pretty quick with my grass because you can't go wrong. At the minute, it's just slapping that colour on, getting those strokes roughly, and then we will bring it alive with the next layer we do. And when I say layer, the next colour we do. But I want to leave a little bit of a gap so the different colours will come through as we start putting through the other one. So I'm just slapping on my sap green now. So the first one was Viridian, then it's sap. Because I just want to get those tones through. So I'll move Viridian out the way. Where's my other one gone? I know I've got more one green than that. Oh, there it is. My sap green. And then I'll use a very thin brush to come through with some of the whites or the bright yellows to get that. So again, I'm just slapping literally sap green on there and leaving gaps in between the Viridian, doing crisscross. That's just so when we put that, I call it monster green, but it's not called monster green, it's called permanent green light, the monster colour through. And then if it doesn't go light enough, I'll add more yellow, and then we'll finalise with a little bit of white. But I just love this part. Oh, I love grass. Okay, now I'm going to come through. Slap, slap, slap. Yeah, I'm so good, aren't I, with my my words. Slap it on. Don't be worried about it. You can't really go wrong because we're going to add so much, hopefully, depth here. I'll get to a certain point, like it, add some flowers, then we'll paint over it a little bit. So here's the, I call monster green, but this is where it'll slowly, we'll start to get that depth in there. We can start to do things like work out which way we want our grass to go, but at the minute, I'm not going to go with which way I want the grass to go. I'm just going to work through and get these different tones coming through. And then I'll start to show you which way I want the grass to be, and then where we're going to hide some flowers between it, and then where we're going to come back through. But because it's going to be fairly long grass, because this is our foreground, you can have some decent strokes coming down. You might not be able to see every stroke I'm doing yet, but then hopefully it should start to come through. And we want to keep some of that dark. We really want some of that dark so that it's really going to add to the depth. And you can just make your strokes just so big and bold like that. Yes, you are. It's my crystal of hope. I will wear them, I promise you. So this is my tree of hope. This brings me so much positivity. And puts a lot of energy in there, and I had a lovely gift from wonderful Paula, and I will be wearing them, but at the minute I'm enjoying them on my tree of hope, so that I look at them regularly, and other people's getting attention with them as well. Oh, look at that. I mean, does grass get any sexier than that? Am I really sad? I get excited by doing grass. Does anybody else get excited by doing grass? Am I just a weirdo? Doing a little bit more of the... No, it's green. Well, do an alien planet where the grass is blue. You're missing out. Oh, I'm so happy that you love watching me paint still. Alright, well I'm nearly at the base of the grass, and then we're going to add some flowers hidden in there. And then I'm going to start to tell you which direction I want my grass to be in. Well, that was a big slug of a green there. Paula, the green will be gone to, there'll be lots of colour in here soon, so you should enjoy it still. If you hate green, you're going to hate this picture now. Okay, so I will this will have some sunflowers here soon, so I'm just getting the backdrop for where the sunflowers will go shortly. I just love the tones you get. Paula, stick with me. Okay, so I've got the basis of my grass done now. Hopefully you'll be able to see. Oh, you got a high shine there. Okay, now we're going to slap some colour in there to help Paula be able to tolerate this green. Green. Paula, I'm going to post this to you. It's called Modern Art. Stick it on your wall. You'll love all those colours. I've not done landscape as my daughter's studying marine biology, so everything I've painted is underwater. Well, there you go, Charlene. Now you're going to is it Charlene? Have I said that right? You're going to have to. Yeah, I hate green like it's so beautiful. Well done. Welcome aboard. Okay, now I'm going to put some flowers in there, but then some of the flowers will go behind some of the blades of grass, and I am going to lighten up the grass. So I'm using a brilliant red. I'm going to use an orange, but I'm going to use the orange at the end because I don't want to mix brown in there. But I'm going to use a purple red as well and see what that one is. An F. I'm trying to get my cellophane off. Not cellophane, oh my god, how long have we got? We've got 25 minutes for crafting nook, haven't we? We can do this. Oh, those reds are very similar to each other, they're not exciting. We've got rose red, purple red and magenta red. So they're all reds really. Okay, I am going to basically bring some reds in, flowers in. I'm just going to do 3 or 4 strokes. 1, 2, 3. Because I don't want them to be all one colour. I want them to suggest. That's the word I was looking for. Suggest that they're flowers. And again, we're allowing the mind do the tricks for us. I'm going to put some in the background there. I hope you're seeing this. What I mean by that is not that you're watching, I hope you can see with a high shine. Oh, that's a juicy red there. Now, did you ever know that you could paint flowers just by doing 3 little things like that, eh? Eh? If you want them to look like buds as well, you're just going to do obviously smaller. And then we will come through and we will do some more close up, but these are going to be behind grass soon. So I am careful that I'm not going to do too many. Okay, some buds maybe. You don't hate green, but green is. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit of the red magenta now. Similar kind of thing, just trying to spread the colour, but don't make them look too even. I'm just trying to break up that area where the background and the foreground meets. Again, I'm not really trying to paint a flower, I'm just putting the colour, so I'm just doing the 3 little things. Varying the colour size. Colour size? Oh my God, Shaz, that don't even make a word. Oh. Just trying to vary the colours, and when it dries a bit I could always add some red or, not red, orange or yellow in there, but I would have to add that once this green's dried so it doesn't make an awful colour. Hello, love yourself. How are you? Welcome. What would Christmas look like without green? Exactly. Now I know that Paula hates green, I think I'm going to send her. I'm going to try and get her to say that on one of my paintings that she actually enjoys it. I'm just doing some varying colours again, and some peeping through maybe the grass. I might actually add a few more here. You can see I'm just slapping it on. Care factor is a lot, but precision not. You just gotta go rustic. Go rustic, have fun. Just keep standing back and knowing when enough is enough, is enough, is enough. I feel like there's enough flowers there. I'm just gonna add bloody brilliant, Johnny. Nice to catch you as well, love your life. Thank you so much for being in here. We are exploring the wonderful oils, and I'm testing out these. I've never used them before, and we're just bringing a little bit of summer to ourselves with some meadow. Well, yeah, meadows. Okay, I'm going to go very rogue now with my brush strokes again, and this is where I'm going to try to put purposeful brush strokes to where the grass will be. I've got enough flowers in the background now, and then I will bring some more to the foreground when we're there. So I'm going to wash off my brush, and I'm going to use a thinner brush now, I think, because I want to have some fairly long pieces of grass, and I'm going to bring through some of the yellow. And let me check I've got a thin enough brush. So a bit of yellow. It doesn't matter if you go through some of your flowers, because that's going to help with that illusion that they're in. Ooh, they're behind, but you don't want to be bringing through red like I just did there. That one wasn't a good demonstration, was it? But don't worry, we can rescue that. Oh, wow. Let me get my monster green. Where's my monster green gone? Permanent green light. I'm going to put that next to the yellow because that one seems to have a better chance at coming through. But I want some that's going to go over the top here as well. I'm just going to rescue that one that went red. Sorry, I've gone quiet now and I'm just doing this part here. Apologies! I do love building my grass up though. I keep saying it, Paula, and I'm back with the green. Don't hate me, Paula. Purple trees. Alright, we're doing alright. I can get this done. I can get it done in time for Miss Felicia's live. Because I'm just slapping it on. Okay, I want some, just getting some grass to come over the top there. It's getting some beautiful depth and texture here. I think so anyway. Okay, I am going to put some final flowers at the foreground, and like I said with oils, I could go away from this and come back tomorrow and still tweak this. So if in Fresh Eyes I think there's a part there I'm not happy with, there's a part there that I want to add more colour to, that's what is beautiful about this. I mean, with acrylics it's non-committal because you can you can paint back over it, but it's not quite the same as being able to blend your colours still. So I hope this has inspired you to give oils a go if you've not done oils before. I mean, you can see some of the benefits of oils compared to acrylics. Okay, I'll show you what I've done, bring it in closer. Alright, so the final thing is I'm going to add some flowers closer up now. Same colours that we've used before, but I am going to come and put a few tall sunflowers there. So I'll quickly do the flowers that are, I think, in the foreground there. And that green is actually adding to the varying colours in there. And again, I don't want it to be all smooth, I want a little bit of texture there. And hopefully you're getting the sense of foreground and quite low down here, so it's hard to get my brush. I think I prefer the red. Alright, we are ready to do the final thing. I mean, I might come back and do some highlights on it when it's dried, but this will need to set a little bit. Hello, darling. Okay, I think we've got enough flowers there. So before we go, I'm just going to add. How long before I can paint it again? I don't know how long these are going to take to dry. In a week's time, I'll come and do a touch test on it. I've probably got paint everywhere. I'm a messy worker. But final thing is, I want to come in and I want to do a couple of sunflowers. So I'm going to get my yellow, which is light lemon, then a yellow, lemon medium. I think I might only do 3. I've got paint probably in my hair, under my nose. Have I got it under my nose? I've got no makeup on, so I shouldn't be in camera. Yeah, I do. I look like I'm snotting everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to need a slightly thicker brush to be able to do this. And I'm going to start with my deeper yellow to start with, so the medium yellow. It does add character. I'm a real artist, what can I say? And I'm going to add a big sunflower here. Is it going to go there? It's there, it's going to be. Oh, is it going to be there? Is it going to be there? I'm just looking for my perspective. There it's going to go. Just bringing all those colours through. Brilliant. Ah! Wet on wet. You gotta love it. Just need to drag it. Now you've seen the back of the sunflower. Oh. The battle of the oils. Oh, that's blended in a bit too much, but let's have a little look. If I was to draw its stalk, yeah, I might have to do the sunflowers when it's dried a little bit, but at the same time I don't want to, because I have all these bumps in there. So I'm going to stick with it, and then I can always highlight it later. I think I might get my palette knife. All right, only 11 minutes to go. So I best get my socks on. Quite like that one. Come on, Shaz, you can do it. Alright, I'm going to do one here. It's like a losing battle when you're doing wet on wet with these colours. That's gone to a total green, but yeah, I might just have to do this when it's slightly drier tomorrow, but she's persisting, look. You got my face right in here now. decent yellow. Go up on there and then we're done. So what I'll be able to do tomorrow is highlight this so you're actually seeing more yellow, because at the minute it really is green, but I'm not too stressed by it because underneath the sunflowers are actually, you do have that green area. But I'll show you close up now so that we can all go and support Miss Felicia. But the most important thing is I've got my little green thing there for the stalk. Alright, let me bring you in and show you this, and then tomorrow we may finish the third sunflower, but here we are, here's our meadow. Hopefully you enjoy. And that gives you a good sense of depth. And that you really enjoy that. So let's log off and let's go and support Miss Felicia. Lovely, but too much grass. Now it's a meadow. You can never have too much grass in a meadow. You're so welcome. Thank you so much for staying with me and my green nose. I'll see you on Felicia's if you're going over there. If not, I'll see you tomorrow for the live. Thank you so much, beautiful people. Thank you for your support. Hope you didn't mind seeing this piece coming together. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye. Channel is called The Crafting Nook. So pop over and see Miss Felicia on The Crafting Nook. Thank you. Bye.